Hey Bestie, it's Lisa. Welcome or welcome back. Today's episode is about Dollar Tree picture frames. I have this beautiful 4x4 frame from Dollar Tree, and this other frame actually was from Target, and I just had it in my stash. I've also got this glass candlestick from the Dollar Tree and some gold spray paint. I'm going to take everything out of the two frames because what I want to do is take these frames outside and spray them gold. And there they are. I think they look beautiful. So now we're going to remove the little pieces that hold in the backing. We don't need them for this project. I'm just going to use my little nippers and they come out pretty easily. Now I want to put the glass back. So I'm going to use hot glue on the square frame and just put the glass back. The other one, because it was in my stash, I must have taken the glass out. So I found another piece of glass that was slightly larger. So I ended up just gluing it kind of to the part that's a little bit raised up around the inside of the frame. And that actually worked just fine. I'm also going to reinforce the two sides that hung over a little bit with some additional hot glue. That just made me feel like it was much more secure. You could also use E6000 if you want for this. I felt like this would be fine with the hot glue. I've got these 4 wooden beads and I'm going to use my antique gold rub and buff, and I'm just going to rub the color all over them, and it just comes out exactly the way I wanted it to. And these are going to be the little feet on the bottom of the larger frame. We're making a tiered tray with these. So I'm just going to hot glue those little beads on as the feet, and I'll do that to all 4 corners. And there they are. And now we're going to assemble our tiered tray. I'm going to take that beautiful glass candlestick, and originally I thought I would put it right side up, but then I turned it upside down and that gave me more room on the bottom tray to put things. So I'm going to use a combination of E6000 and hot glue. I wanted to make sure this was very secure. And then I'm going to place that in the center of the larger of the 2 frames, which is now a tray. Look into each other's eyes. I'm going to add some little pieces of greenery inside because I've got that big opening, which is the bottom of the candlestick. And I thought, oh, how pretty it would be to put just some little greenery in there. So now I'm just going to secure the smaller frame on top with the same adhesive, E6000 and hot glue. And that's just going to give it a really nice permanent hold. Collapse into water when they hit. And that is all there was to this one. It actually was pretty easy. The worst part was waiting for the paint to dry. I got to tell you, this is beautiful. It's very transitional decor, high-end looking, and I absolutely love it. Let me know what you think. I have this beautiful gold frame. It's a 5x7 from the Dollar Tree, and then these pressed flowers that I got on Amazon, and then I have a spray all-purpose adhesive. I'm going to take the backing and the piece of paper out of this frame. I'm actually going to take the glass out too, but we will put the glass back. I'm going to take these flowers and I'm just going to make a beautiful decor piece. So what I'm going to do is use the tweezers and pull some of the greenery in the flowers, and I will spray on the back of them with that spray adhesive and then place them on the back side of the glass. And this is going to create such a beautiful decor piece. You know, lately, if you've heard me talk about my transitional decor style that I'm leaning towards, this would fit with that, but it would also fit with traditional or anything. I think this is so beautiful. The only bad thing is those little leaves fell off that one piece, and that's okay. I added a bunch of more greenery just to kind of camouflage it. It's kind of hard with those little teeny pieces. They get really sticky, so you have to be careful with those. Anyway, I'm going to spray some more greenery, put it on there, and then I'm going to add these beautiful yellow flowers. I'm going to do a couple of those. I'm just kind of doing this whatever I think looks pretty. There's no rhyme or reason. I'm not looking at a picture. This is just me and my preferences. You could do it any way that you want. You could also use stickers on this, but I loved the pressed flowers. Just going to add some more little flowers, and then I added a couple other little cute pieces of greenery. Look how nice that is. Now we're going to put it in the frame with the side I glued on in the back. I'm going to remove those little pieces that hold things on. We don't need it because what we're going to do is hot glue this piece of glass in. If I push down those little tabs, you could see it through the glass, so I didn't want to do that. So I'm just going to add hot glue all the way around, and that is going to hold this nice and secure. It's just a little piece of glass. It's not heavy, and it's just going to be hanging, so it won't even have any weight on it. Now look how pretty that is. The only thing is I thought the gold was a little bit shiny. So I'm going to take my antique gold rub and buff, and I'm going to rub that all over the front and the sides of the frame and just slightly dull the shine down, but keep the gold. It's almost like a brushed gold now, and I just love that look. So you still get the beautiful gold, but you don't get that shine and reflection from lights in it as much. And I'm just so happy with how that turned out. So I do want to add a hanger, so I'm just going to take a little piece of twine, glue it to the back, and then I will leave the center open so that you can hang it. And then I'm going to add a couple little pieces of masking tape just to secure it, because that's what I like to do for hangers. It does make a difference in just holding them in place. That way you're not relying just on the hot glue. And that's all there was to this one. Isn't it beautiful? I love how it turned out. You will have to let me know what you think. And would you try this? I have this beautiful silver 5x7 frame from the Dollar Tree and these gorgeous kind of tree mountain looking decal from Dollar Tree. I'm going to take out the back and the paper, and what we're going to do is take that piece of paper. I want to cut a piece out of the sticker that's the exact size of that. So I picked where on the sticker I wanted to use, and then I'm going to trace with a pencil around that piece of paper. You've got to hold it down because it's just a thin piece of paper and the pencil can move it around. Once I get that traced out, I'm going to use my paper cutter, and I'm just going to cut out that piece. And by the way, there was two sides to this, so I'm just going to separate them first so that I don't cut through both. Now I'm just going to remove the sticker. Now this is going to be interesting because I'm not placing the sticker on the front. I want it to come through the back of the glass. So what I'm going to do is put the side that's not sticky, the one with the picture on it, forward. And then I'm going to take some clear tape, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue it to the inside of the frame. So yes, the back is still sticky. And what I could have just done was not remove the sticker, but I didn't want to have to cut out around all those little trees. That would have taken forever. So I figured this would just work fine. So you see, I wanted this look where you could see through it. And I thought it matched so well with this beautiful frame. So I'm just going to continue adding that tape and just make sure it's nice and secure on there.
Standing underneath the lights.
All right, now I've got that secure. We need to add a hanger. So I'm just going to take a small piece of twine. I'm going to put some hot glue on both sides, leave the center open to hang it, and then I'm going to add some masking tape to each side to make sure that it's nice and secure. I think this one is absolutely gorgeous. I love the way it looks with the clear on top. It's almost like you're looking through a window at scenery. Anyway, that was the way I looked at it, and I really, really like it. I think this one is just so much fun, and it's kind of different. You'll have to let me know what you think, and is this something you might want to try? I have this beautiful frame with 4 spaces in it. Now this one is not from the Dollar Tree. I snuck this in here. It's actually from a thrift store. And then I've got that wallpaper from the Dollar Tree. And I just thought this was really cool. You could actually buy 4 different frames from the Dollar Tree and create this on your own if you wanted to. But I had this in my stash and I just had to use it. So I'm going to take the backing off, remove the cardboard, and remove the glass. I'm going to take the glass over to the sink and clean it really well. And then I'm also going to take that frame because it was a little dusty. I'm going to clean that. Now I'm going to take those 4 pieces of cardboard, and on this wallpaper, I'm going to pick the areas that I want to cut out, and I'll just trace around the cardboard. And that way I get the birds and whatever florals that I want showing through this. Now that I've got all 4 of them marked, I'm going to use my paper cutter, and I'm just going to cut out all 4 of the pieces very carefully. The reason I'm using the paper cutter is that I feel like I don't always cut straight even if there's a line, so I wanted to make sure that I made these the right size. So now that I have them, I'm going to take the backing off, and I'm just going to place them right over the cardboard. Now, if you didn't want to put the glass back, you could leave it just like this, and you could use pins for what we're going to do, but I did put the glass back on. So now we're just going to reassemble it. I've washed the glass. It's all nice and clean now, so is the frame. And then I'm going to place those cardboard pieces with the wallpaper on it exactly where I intended them based on the pictures and the direction that they are. We'll add the backing. I got to tell you, this backing had more little tabs than I've ever seen on anything. I mean, there was some in the center. There were several, like 3 on each side. It was crazy. Anyway, it's a nice and secure frame. That is for sure. So there it is. Isn't that pretty? And you could leave it just like this, and that would be just a nice piece of wall decor. I decided to add little clips. They came off things from Dollar Tree, like that you pull out if you want to use the item, but you don't want the clip. And I always save them. So I'm going to hot glue them on, and this becomes almost like a little bulletin board. So if you didn't want to put the glass in, you don't have to use the clips. You could just use push pins. So I did decide to use the clips. I thought that would make it nice and pretty. Plus, then I wouldn't have to worry about, getting holes in it. This just turned out so cute. It was really easy. You could do this with any frame, and I just really love the way it looks. I think it would fit so many different decor styles as well. What do you think? I've got 4 of these little mini frames from the Dollar Tree. I think they're intended to be like for a seating chart at a wedding. I just like the shape and how small they are. So I'm going to remove the backing, the paper, and the glass from all of them. We aren't going to use that part. We're just going to use the frame. Then I'm going to pull out the little tabs using my nippers on all 4 of them because we also don't need that. We're going to make a cute little lantern. So what I'm going to do is take some hot glue. I'll start with the first one on the bottom, and then I'm just going to take another one and put it against that so that it's standing up, and I'll do the same thing on the other side. And then I'll add some hot glue to those 2 edges and place the 4th one right over the top and make sure it's nice and centered. This took no time at all to assemble, and it's so cute. I do want to dress it up a little because you can see the seams on 2 of the sides. So I'm going to take this greenery. It's from Amazon. You can get this kind of greenery anywhere though. And I'm just going to hot glue a couple pieces, like kind of pointing up towards the top on each of those sides where there was a seam. And I thought that just dressed it up and made it look so pretty. You could do whatever you want there, or you could use a ribbon to cover that. Whatever it is you think that would look really nice. This is just what I chose to do. Do it to your style and taste. So now I've got it on all of the sides that had a seam, and I just wanted to put something on the very top of each corner. So I just cut little teeny pieces, and I'm just going to place them right over the top. That also covers that seam on the top, and I just thought that looked so much better. Kind of extended the sides where the greenery was. Now that I've got them placed there, that's it. It's done, and I just put a candle in there. I think this is beautiful. It was so easy. Let me know what you think of this one. Are you ready for more inspiration? I've got another video here I think you will really like. Click on it. I will see you there. You are truly a blessing to me. Bye.